Alright guys, I have some explaining to do for why there wasn't a video out when the supercharger went on the car, and I'm going to go into that in detail in the video so that you guys get a basic idea of what happened with the car. So I'm going to go step by step and tell you guys exactly what happened. So I was installing the supercharger. I did most of it myself. I installed all the fueling for the most part for myself. My dad helped a lot with the fuel pump, and my buddy helped with mounting the supercharger on. The car went to the dyno on April 5th. It ran perfectly fine. It was towed there on a rollback, and it ran perfectly fine. And on the way home, again, it ran perfectly fine. I had the car home for a couple hours, and I started getting a squeaking sound out of the car. And I have a video of it so I can show you guys exactly what it sounded like. So I tried figuring out what the squeaking noise was, and it actually turned out that I'm going to show you guys exactly what caused it. So you guys get a little idea here. Okay, see these two banjo bolts right here. This is how you get your oil into your supercharger, and this is how you get your oil out of your supercharger. The torque specs on Jackson Racing's install instructions say to torque these two bolts to 15 foot-pounds. I torqued them to 15 foot-pounds. I don't know if my torque wrench was off or if the torque spec on the instruction manual is a little off, but I torqued them both to 15 foot-pounds, and they ended up leaking. And it didn't leak out enough oil to cause any damage to anything. It didn't really leak out. It was a very slow leak, but it leaked out enough that it got onto the pulleys that I had to add here, and it got onto the pulleys and it got onto the belt, and the fluid ended up sticking to the pulleys and ripping the belt apart, and it caused a nasty squeak coming from the belt. So it wasn't anything wrong with the supercharger or anything like that. It was a little bit of a squeaking from the pulleys. So I took the belt off. I found a new belt, which I had to go to so many stores to try to find, and I finally found one, and I cleaned off all the pulleys, put the new belt on, and the squeaking went away. So right about the same time that I got the squeaking issue, I also got an issue where the car started to stutter, and I was very confused on what it was. First off, when the squeaking happened, I thought it was the belt like sticking, and I kind of figured that that was what was causing the stuttering as well. So when I cleaned off the pulleys and put the new belt on, the stuttering didn't go away. So then I got a little more concerned. First thought was spark plugs and coil packs. I didn't have the time to change them at all yet, so I didn't get to actually see if that was the problem or not, which it wasn't. I'll tell you guys what the problem was, and it had to do with a grounding issue on fueling. The control module for your fuel system sits on this side of the car here. I'm going to show you guys exactly what it is. In the install video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what to do with that. If you do change to these fuel rails, I do recommend at the same time that you do it, order the Velox fuel rail covers. You really don't need one on the driver's side because there's nothing to ground the fuel control module to. You do need it on this side to ground the control module. When I did it, I didn't have one of those, and you have to cut your stock fuel rail cover, and since I didn't have the time to do that, I bolted it to the motor on the bottom where it's supposed to be at, and it kind of stayed there for a little bit. But after driving it, the bolt on the bottom that was keeping it grounded came loose, and the fuel system lost its ground, and it ended up causing the car to stutter. And then the other night, the car just straight up shut off and had no power because the fuel system was not communicating with the injectors and pump. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what happened with the fuel rail cover, so that you guys get a basic idea. It doesn't look pretty because we just cut it up to see if it would work. I have a Velox fuel rail cover on the way, so I'll show you guys it right here. Also, if you do have this manifold, the instructions that are in the Velox fuel rail cover and on the Velox fuel rails doesn't tell you that if you have the manifold, these parts up here have to be cut off. So we cut off these two pieces here, we cut off this piece right here, and then there's a piece on the back here that we cut off so that it'll fit around the fuel line that goes into the back of the rail. But now that the ECM, which is this piece right here, is grounded, I haven't had a stuttering issue at all, and the car is running completely fine. Guys, I did want to get these issues figured out before I put the videos out so that you guys knew and I knew exactly what was wrong with the car and I could explain it in the videos. If anything ever does happen to this car on the channel, I'm never going to sugarcoat it. I will tell you exactly what happens with the car and what went wrong. Again, the first issue with the squeaking ended up being the banjo bolts were leaking and got onto the pulleys and caused a problem with the belt. And the other one was a ground issue with fueling. So thank God it wasn't anything major. It was all very small, minute things. And the car's running very well. I'm enjoying the car being boosted now, and there will be all the install videos coming up, and there is a dyno video at Moto East Tuning, and I will be doing pull videos, all kinds of good stuff like that. But just be patient, and I'll have all the videos edited and put out. They're all filmed and ready to go. I just had to fix this issue and clarify it with you guys. So I'll give you guys a quick walk around, I guess, of the car with all of these parts on it. Alright guys, so this is the Jackson Racing, let me get out of the sun here. This is the Jackson Racing Supercharger. As you guys can see, I also have the 2017 BRZ intake manifold, and since you can't see because this cover is over it, I'll show you guys the fuel rail over here. These are Velox fuel rails right there, and everything was installed on the car. It took me a few days to do all of it. I did most of it, like I said, by myself. I had a couple people help. My buddy helped with mounting this onto this bracket here and putting these on, and then putting the supercharger on and the belt. But and then my dad helped with the fueling, with like the fuel pump and injectors and everything. So not too bad. It is, if you guys don't know a lot what you're doing with cars, it might be a little bit more difficult of an install, but I was able to get it done and the car was tuned. So more videos of that will be to come, and yeah, I just want to thank you guys for your patience and understanding about me not putting out videos for the past 2 weeks because I was fixing the issue with the car. So thank you guys so much again for always watching the videos, always supporting, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully we're going to start posting up the install videos of this kit onto the car, and then you guys can enjoy some boosted BRZ videos. So thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.